Hey guys, it's Bane here, back again with another account review, and today we're looking at iacchus0's account. This is, again, just doing more account reviews off of stream because I want to try to catch up to the backlog that I have. Again, for those of you that don't know, I do have a review list section of the Discord where I keep in, pretty much every single person that has either won a giveaway or has decided to pay money for an account review. I do charge $25 if you want a pay to win kind of account review. It's the same account review as if you want a giveaway. It's just, I haven't done a giveaway in a very long time because life's gotten in the way. So, that's always the option if you want to do it. But I want to get done with the giveaways that I've done in the past so I can actually open up giveaways, because at this rate I have let's see, okay, so doing iacchus right now, I got Strategizer, Drought Skills, Adobe, Nasty Sicko, Colexis, I'm That Guy. Those are the last free giveaways that I've done. Once I'm caught up, I'll open the giveaways back to the Discord. So basically I just go to the announcements tab, I just make a giveaway here, and then people enter. Again, the requirements for that, you need to be level 5 in the Discord. That is, oh god, I don't even know where the stuff like bot alerts or whatever. Basically, you chat for an amount of time, you gain levels in the Discord, and when you're level 5, you'll be able to enter those giveaways. Level 5 is not very hard to achieve. I think I did math before, and my math is not very great when it comes to this stuff. I think it maths 2 to 4 hours of occasional typing in the Discord, and that's about it. And then you just permanently have that ability to enter giveaways. Anyways, talking too much. Let's go ahead and take a look at iacchus' account, see where he's at, and see what we can do to give him some advice how to progress a little bit further. So I guess the first thing that's kind of topical nowadays, the previous video I uploaded on Wednesday with MA234ton, I'm also recording this on Tuesday, so I expect people are going to be mentioning it in the comments, is that video was not made post candy click nerf. For those of you who aren't fully in the wear, candy clicking has been effectively gutted. There's still ways to get around it with mini game clicking or active clicking if you have enough efficiency, but that's kind of a moot point. I have a whole video talking about this with Harold, the Hat Man. Basically, if you have enough efficiency, you can do them like a mini game if you're mining copper ore or doing oak logs, whatever, and you can store that in your character's inventory, and then there's auto pickup if you have auto loot. And then you just click and hold on the bubble in alchemy, and you should be able to level it up, because your inventory does not automatically get atomized. It is actually just the storage stuff that gets atomized. So if you have over 1 billion items in your inventory currently, this is how it works currently. I don't know if this is going to be affected, or it's probably going to be changed. But the moment it hits your storage, it takes 5 seconds and it'll auto update and it'll turn whatever's into atoms. Trying to think of what else there. Oh yeah, I also get comments a lot on every single video I mention candy clicking. People always ask, why don't you just turn off your Atom Collider? That's not how Atom Collider works. In fact, mine has been off the entire time I've been playing Idleon. The max storage cap has almost nothing to do with Atom Collider, and more so to do with the internal game limit of integer capacity. So I don't know the actual framework of Idleon, but I've been told it's a 32-bit game or whatever, 16-bit, I don't fucking know, man, right? And so the maximum numerical capacity for anything in the game is 2.147 billion, right? If anything goes above that, if you're playing on mobile, this is commonly what's known as overflow, it'll revert it to a lower number. So often we'll revert it to a negative number. So if you're playing on mobile, that was kind of the previous issue of trapping EXP and construction EXP, right? You'd see negative numbers. You're hitting that 2 billion number, and it just kind of overflows to a negative version of that number to handle capacity. That's kind of the same issue with storage. The reason it's capped at 1050 mil is because of mobile. Because mobile has this limitation, this was kind of the band-aid fix here. I don't know if this was always the case. I don't know too much of the history of this, but this is what I'm being told, and I don't know if this is even factually true. So I'm just kind of spouting what I believe to be misinformation at this point. But Atom Collider always works, as in it always turns your stuff into atoms if you have more than 1050 mil of the item in your inventory, or rather in your storage. The way that gets bypassed in the previous day of candy clicking was that you wouldn't leave the map, so it would refresh and auto update your storage capacity, and you would not have the item in your 3D printer printing, because if it procs that 1 hour timer for 3D printer, it would force the stack to go back to 1050 mil. And that's essentially all that candy clicking was you just, take the stuff off your inventory, off your 3D printer, right? Get rid of those items, and then you just go get a bunch of oak logs in your inventory and just like candy click. That was the whole essence of it. Okay. So Atom Collider off does nothing to prevent or allow you to candy click. It always works like that. If I turn this on, the only thing turning it on will do is change the storage cap that I have. So this number right here, you can actually click this and change it. So instead of 1050 mil, if I wanted my storage cap to be 15 mil and my Atom Collider is on, then it would forcibly change the stack here. That is the only thing Atom Collider on does. It being off has no effect on candy clicking or storage capacity or anything. It's simply capped at 1050 mil due to overflow issues. That is it. That's the only reason. Okay. But yeah, I mean, candy clicking's dead. You see it temporarily bypasses that 1050 mil, but if you give it enough time, there you go, automatically refreshes down to 1050. That's the change. Previously, you could just stay here and that would not tick over if it was not in your 3D printer. However, when you leave the map, it would tick over. So that was kind of the issue. It's kind of the thing. So my current storage cap for my character is roughly 55 billion copper ore. So if I stay here in the map and keep that copper ore in my inventory, then I can actually, sit here, mine the ore and upgrade the bubble, because what's in my inventory does not get converted to atoms. So that's kind of the bypass right now for candy clicking. And I've already talked way too much about this. This is not the intention of the video because this is an account review. So I'm going to go back to iacchus0's account here and actually go over, what to do. So if that kind of has some usefulness to your account, because you aren't at 1 million bubble levels, and 1 million bubble levels is now the cap for how many points you get in the vault. So it caps at 1,750 points. So once you get to 1 million bubble levels, it'll cap at that 1,750. So you have roughly about 56,000 bubble levels to go. So you could, in the meantime, try candy clicking, or you could just let Cattlecruck, his daily proc, do that over time. So, take advantage of it right now. Of candy clicking right now, or you could just kind of let Cattlecruck do that in the background over time, slowly, as the way God intended, or whatever, right? Maybe I shouldn't say that. That's a little too harsh. Okay, moving on over to stamps, because I don't really want to talk about alchemy. Alchemy is kind of painful, but stamps. Yeah, I want to talk about stamps now that alchemy is kind of painful. So I want to talk real quick, because I want to revisit the topic of exalted stamps. So exalted stamps, I think, should be changed in priority based off of this new information we have about candy clicking, right? So I think the way Idleon is going away from candy clicking, which I want to be clear, I think it's a good change. I think it was a completely degenerate idea to sit there and candy click once every 20 minutes to get the most optimal gains to progress Tome, to progress your stats, progress your damage, whatever, right? I think that we're entering a meta shift era for Idleon, and I think that's a good thing, because meta shifts often make the game a little bit more interesting. I hope, at least that is the case in most other video games. So with that, there is some changes, I think, to the recommendations of what to exalted stamp. Previously, I think the advice of exalting drippy drop and drop plots was really, really good, because candy clicking existed in the game, right? You want more liquid capacity to be able to candy click more, right? Now that's kind of not that important anymore, because Cattlecruck kind of handles all the bubble leveling for us, right? At least that's the intention. And with the fact you can't store a bunch of stuff in your storage anymore and like massively level your bubbles as much, a drop lot stamp, you aren't going to hit high enough levels of your bubbles naturally to require the liquid cap that drop lots gives you. So it's going to make things very, very, it's candy clicking effectively being dead means that liquid cap is less important than it was in a previous era, right? And similar kind of ideas, Drippy Drop, the liquid regen speed you get here is also not that important because of the same reason you want Exalted Drippy Drop was candy clicking, right? You want enough liquid regen to not spend time cranium cooking and instead take that time and candy click, right? So these two stamps right here, I think are no longer like insane. It stands to be seen what's to be done with alchemy in the future. We don't know if like liquid regen is going to be hugely important as it is right now, or at least it was with candy clicking, if there's going to be some other utility. So maybe if you're considering exalting those stamps, I would probably hold off on them and wait to see what this new meta is going to be, what the new, consistent end game grind is going to be. Is there going to be something to replace candy clicking that would require another exalted stamp somewhere else? Maybe. I don't know. We don't know. That stands to be seen. But that being said, I think for the most part, everything else has stayed the same. I mean, I think Golden Apple Stamp is fine. Card Stamp is fine. Vendor Stamp is great. Crystalline's great. Mason Jar, the carry capacity bags is pretty good. Maybe with the exception of Bug Sack and Bags Ahead because I'm biased and I hate those skills. Multi-tool, pretty good. Obviously, all skill efficiency. And then Summoner Stone EXP is actually something I would maybe take off the list for Exalt because there is actually a cap to the effectiveness of Seraph Star Signs. If you guys don't know what that is, because this is the reason you want Exalted Summoner Stamp nowadays, is this thing right here in the Seraph tab, Seraph Cosmos. It has a star sign multiplier per level, per 20 summoning level that you have. It turns out this effectiveness actually caps depending on what level of astrology cultism you have with Arcane Cultist and what level of summoning you have. So the higher level you're summoning and the higher level of that upgrade with Arcane Cultist, you actually cap out on the effectiveness of your star signs. So in the long run, Summoner Stone Stamp is actually kind of bad to exalt because it's just a waste. So I wouldn't really recommend exalting this, to be completely honest. And for that matter, probably not Divine Stamp either because of Coral Kid, right? Coral Kid gives you like insane multipliers to Divinity EXP as well as Divinity points. So the Divinity EXP you get from the stamp itself is relatively minimal, so it's not really worth exalting in my opinion anymore. So yeah, lots of meta changes that we've had with the advent of World 7, with the advent of candy clicking going dead. There's a lot of changes here that now I wish we have a way to reset exalted stamps because it's a lot of people have probably made some choices that were previously good but are now not good anymore. I guess one criticism I could bring about the sudden change about candy clicking is that there was, again, my criticism here, and this is again my opinion, is that there wasn't a lot of telegraphing and talking to the people. To Lava's credit, there's been more telegraphing and more communication because obviously now there's polls talking about which direction he kind of wants the game to go. And again, I do stand by this change. I feel like the decay of linear bubbles is kind of it comes out of left field, so I don't agree with this change necessarily. Yeah, I mean, I agree. I like that this poll is here. I like that it's allowing community input. I haven't really seen anyone talking about it too much, but yeah, definitely good. I like the idea of these polls coming back, asking the community in a very public manner, what do you feel about these changes, and actually getting feedback on it, a yes or no. Honestly, that's better than what we had before. So yeah. I think now we should get a way to reset Exalted Stamps, get a way to reset Prisma Bubbles or something, even if it's just like a one-time thing through Limited Time Shop, I think would be good. Well, not Limited Time Shop, but have it like an oddities, it's like a 0 out of 1, 1 out of 1, like you purchase it, right? Just because it's inevitable with something that has such limited resources, there's going to be mistakes. And if there's going to be massive meta changes like candy clicking was, then it's going to massively affect the choices of Exalted Stamps. So going forward, if there's a change as monumental as candy clicking, please let there be a way for us to reset the choices we made based off the current meta, right? That's why, I mean, I'd assume that's why there's like class swap tokens, right? A complete class redo token, because people have messed up their class setups, right? There's a whole reason there's those swaps. So I think there should be a swap for stamps as well as bubbles because of changes like this, right? Especially when the changes come kind of abruptly like candy clicking did. Okay, moving away from Candy Click. I've talked about that, and it's been what, like 30 minutes or something like that? 15. Okay, cool. I can't judge time. Vials. Okay, cool. So with World 7, a few vials became a little bit easier to upgrade, namely the Dreadnought vial as well as the God Shard vial. God Shard has the same like ore and time as the Dreadlow bars did pre-World 7. So this vial is much easier to complete level 13, just takes a lot of time. And then the other vials you have here are relatively difficult, but it seems like you've done them, so good on you. You have the monster materials here, scale on ice, obviously. You can get a print of these. You can also get a print of Crabomace here to get that vial to 13, which you've done. Albeit they're relatively bad prints. And then you also have the scrolls, which will take a lot more time. So you have Paper Pint here. This is the third cave. So this is at the Spearfish map, going AFK in that cave for splunking, getting those tome chapters. This is extremely hard to get to level 13, but with a masterclass ballot currently in rotation as of the time of this video, this is a really good one because this is a multiplier to masterclass resources. Catch me AC grinding with this thing active. Absolutely, 100% of the time. This file also not really easy to get to 13. I suspect that obviously this is going to be the first of the lore chapter ones you get to level 13 because it requires a lot less efficiency than this one. So I imagine people can probably get this like level 11, 12 maybe. Yeah. Cool. Sigils already done. Perfect. Love to see it. Current shop rotation. Honestly, I probably wouldn't spend points onto Daily Coral. I think actually this might be old. Sailing loot values. I would honestly recommend supering sailing loot value. The reason being is because you need a lot of sailing loot value for your god blessings now, for Arctis, trying to get those divinity points there. Really good. This is a source of that, so definitely good. Medallion chance is okay. With how much drop rate we have, medallion chance is kind of useless now comparatively. Daily Coral, this one's like really bad. Wouldn't really recommend upgrading this in arcade at all, and definitely not supering it. Also because it costs 210,000 golden balls, is definitely not worth it, right? Okay, Killroy. This is probably something to talk about because of Billroy, right? The addition with World 7. So this upgrade right here, the first one, the Codfrey one. So turns out it is kind of bugged, not bugged, I don't know. But the bonus itself changes once you get 2 successes for that 5% additional grade chance, whatever. With Codfrey, it now gives you a gallery bonus multi, which is insanely powerful, but it scales really badly. So I don't know how many levels of this I have. I want to say I have like 10 or 20 or so, and it's giving me about 0.02 gallery bonus multi, which is nothing to be scoffed at, mind you. It is 15 Killroy balls every single time you upgrade it, so that's 150 per like 0.01 or whatever, I'm estimating. But that is gallery bonus multi. So that's drop rate multi, class EXP multi kill per tier, mob respawn, AFK gains, fighting AFK gains, skilling AFK gains, right? Efficiency. There's a lot that it's doing. It's also multiplying trophy bonuses. So it's like insanely powerful. Also, shout out, I got the luckiest lad. Hell yeah. So it's actually fairly good. In terms of what I do for Killroy, I still think waking him up every single week is a good idea. Spending all of your balls, all the balls that you can on arcade balls because they cap at 500 now, and then maybe doing like 30 or like 20, 30 upgrades into Codfrey here, and then doing a lot of them into masterclass resources. I'm biased. I like masterclasses. I want to progress them as much as I can. So I'm putting all of my time and effort into masterclass resource multi. The bonus itself you get here is relatively small. I'm being told that there's a potential this could actually be bugged. Instead of it giving 1.97 times, it's actually giving 1.097 times, which I don't know if it's true, but could be bugged. So it actually could be better in the future if it is a bug, because it could be bug fixed, right, to be better. But this is a small but definitely noticeable increase to masterclass resources, even right now in a allegedly bugged state. So it's definitely something I'd spend a lot of skulls into, especially now that we have more reason to diversify our skull expenditure. I think spending more upgrades into that masterclass resource multi, and on top of that the Killroy, the Codfrey one, to give you eventually that gallery bonus multi, right? Cool. Okay, I guess weekly bosses, this is also something to talk about. So there are 2 premium hats with weekly bosses. So I'd highly recommend trying to do your weekly bosses every single week, right? At least killing it every single week because it gives you a bunch of trophies. And then trying to pay attention to which weekly boss battle gives you more trophies. So if they are the version of the weekly boss that gives you a bunch of trophies, to utilize that. So upcoming on February 5th of next year, there's an 11 trophy battle. So this is one I would probably spend a lot more focus on. If you can reset the battle every single day, highly recommend doing that because that'll get you 11 trophies when you do that. And then you can also use golden stopwatches to reset it so you can get 11 trophies back. Not exactly 100% reset on your golden stopwatch because it costs 30, but the whole reason you want to do this is to stack up trophies so you can eventually get the pink headband. Right now, the Crow Perch is coming in the very next, or rather tomorrow as the time of this recording, update. Weekly boss rotation. It's going to have the Crow Perch. I don't remember what this gives you. Things like damage multi or something. I really don't know. I have it, but I don't remember what the bonus gives you. It's insignificant, in my opinion, compared to the pink headband. Let's see. Let's zoom in. Crow Perch is damage multi. Okay, cool. But the pink headband is insane. If I can find it, I can't really show you the bonus, but it gives you masterclass resources. So like all of them, masterclass resource drops. So it's really powerful. Highly recommend it. And also it's an additional hat. So that means another hat multi that you get. Really, really good. So yeah, I would save up trophies. Do not buy any gold stopwatches until that time. I will say I'd maybe... No, yeah, I just save up all 999 trophies until you get the pink headband because that is really, really good. And that's another, thing to focus on. Herald's pretty good. So yeah. Hat rack, I can actually see. Not sure. This is an old, outdated account, so this is pre-Herald, so I don't know. What to recommend there? Also, cooking. I'm not even going to talk about cooking. Cooking's in a painful state. Unfortunate. Bonuses from all meals. Want to see this is done. Perfect. That's done. To kind of future prep, make sure that your infinite star signs are all capped out at 20, because there's eventually, I imagine, going to be star signs added to World 7, which means more star signs. So, get ahead of the game, get these done. That way you're prepped for that future weekly update. It's inevitable. I feel like it's a kind of a guarantee. Yeah, obviously pushing Tome, trying to get that 0.1% for the name tag guarantee is definitely something you want to do. In terms of what I'd focus on right now, obviously we talked about bubble levels already. I think probably going for slab grinding, more statue levels probably. What else? Unique obols. That kind of goes hand in hand with items found. I guess we could take a look at your slab. That would give us more context about what you're missing, huh? Okay, so you're missing some Piper obols. Unfortunate, but some event obols here as well. You're missing, oh yeah, a trophy, King of Food. This is relatively easy to get. It just takes a lot of dedicated effort, unfortunately. You're also missing a name tag to trash tuna name tag. What else? You're also missing the 0.1% name tag. Obviously, when you get there, it'll get you, whatever. You're missing some kill rings from limited time shops. You're missing some craftable items. The Cauldron Runners, this is a craftable item from World 2. Whatchamacallit? You're missing Celebration Mains. This is a party. This is an event item. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, I think realistically, there's like a few items I see that you can actually get for your slab. A lot of them are more or less event focused or gem shop related, like the obols here. You have a few party dungeon items that you haven't unlocked yet. You haven't gotten Sand of Time for slab. You can buy this in the gem shop to get this if you want. For slab done. Yeah. So I think the biggest thing here is probably King of Food. So complete the quest line for Picnic Stowaway to get this trophy, because this will count kind of twice in Tome. One as a slab item found, right? Very important, but also trophies found. This is a very significant amount of points, so the more trophies you find, the better. Jackpots, obviously. You should get a jackpot. Obviously, the more you do Killroy, the better your score on Warrior, Archer, and Mage is going to be. I guess it's something to talk about because I don't really talk about it that often. But the best warrior for the warrior class for Killroy is Divine Knight. The best Archer is Windwalker, and the best Mage is Arcane Cultist. Hands down, no exceptions. Realistically, just stick between those three, and that's all you want. And then obviously for beginner, you have V-Man. Right? There's no other choice unless you have a beginner. But then V-Man still beats out beginner for beginner Killroy, whatever. You can try reprinting, try doing more bravery, try doing more wisdom monument to get higher samples for those, and similarly justice for the fly print. What else is like easy points? 134 mil crop OG. Oh my god. I mean, with Masterclass Week happening right now at the time of this video, I imagine you can probably get a little bit more DB damage, Windwalker damage, or AC damage. Spelunk discoveries, highest level Spelunker. I mean, currently at the time of me, talking, it's currently the EXP ballot, but not at the time of this video being uploaded. So disregard that. Yeah, I mean, I think I want to say because there's like 4 days difference, 3 days difference of this account review upload on Toolbox and what I have now. I imagine you probably have close to 0.1% if you've been doing a little bit of grinding. I think the biggest points you stand to gain are going to be through Slab, going to be through trophies found, maybe getting your account skill level up a little bit, farming out more statue levels, over time with Killroy, completing that, getting higher prints, maybe, doing Windwalker shiny pet farming, Windwalker breedability. Grinding out nuggets in gaming, evolving more plants in gaming, getting a higher level snail, right? A lot of this is essentially time gated. So it's just unfortunately just going to take a little bit of time for grinding. But don't knock the little upgrades. Like if you can grind out and focus one thing in Tome, it's going to set you up for success in getting 0.1%. Because at this point with Tome auto refreshing seemingly every day or so, it's the small things you do for your account that's going to add up and get you closer to 0.1%. So if you level up your character once, congratulations, that's maybe like 0.001 Tome points. And that's significant because 0.1% is pretty much just filled with min-maxers. So any small increase is going to creep you closer to that. Okay. 16s took advantage of ballot week. That's good. Okay. Solid. Palette. I want to look at the... didn't even realize Toolbox had a fastest to level. Speed. I'll look at growth speed here. So you have Chartreuse and Minty Blue. 1 in 1300 and a 1 in 900. You could get these up more to try and get higher growth speed, because higher growth speed you get, the more bits eventually down the line you'll be getting. So definitely pretty good. Highly recommend that. But otherwise, you can just focus on whatever Toolbox is saying for you to upgrade. Or if you want to utilize the current meritocracy ballot, highly recommend trying to stick to Fuchsia, the one for Deathbringer Bones, Toasty Orange, and the one for Windwalker, Dust Multi, which I can't remember what the name of it is, but I think it's probably closer up here somewhere. I don't know. Yeah, it beats me, man. Windwalker Dust, Bold Teal. Those ones are going to be impactful. I don't know if these are multipliers or not to masterclass resources, but they are a source of it to make your AFK resources go a little bit farther for those masterclasses. Yeah. Okay. Okay, solid. Doing your shrines. Why aren't you doing your crystal shrine, huh? I would probably just go through and finish the Eclipse Skulls for World 7, because that's some damage bonus. It's also some multi-kill to help you get more multi-kill for World 7. Multi-kill is not completely dead for World 7. It does give you a really heavily nerfed rate for multi-kill, but it's still somewhat useful. So getting your getting the Death Note kills up to 1 billion on your Deathbringer or your second Deathbringer, whatever your most recent Deathbringer is, to get that Super Chow and Apocalypse Wow done for a little bit extra gold food effect and cooking speed multi, whatever, is going to be fairly impactful, especially down the line when eventually, hopefully, we get a cooking fix. Copium. Prayers all maxed out. Cool. Farming 280. Perfect. Okay. Not really. So I guess I'll pause and talk about exotic market. For those of you who don't know what the exotic market is, this is a spelunking feature that expands upon farming. So this spelunking cave right here, so the fourth, the boss in the Blush Pit will unlock the exotic market and metal seed in farming. The exotic market is essentially you get 4 upgrades per week. That'll impact either some account-wide thing or farming thing. There are specific bonuses that rotate. We don't know the exact order of which they rotate. I think they're just picked at random, to be honest. There are some that are better than others. Some that are obviously really terrible, you'll kind of never want to do. And there's some that are kind of okay if you have no other choice, right? Number one is you're limited the amount of exotic upgrades that you get from the exotic market, right? So you want to look towards either making your upgrades more effective or giving you a chance of getting extra upgrades or guaranteeing extra upgrades. In this rotation, at the time of me recording, it's going to change by the time this video comes out, but we have free exotic. This will give you a chance to save a purchase when buying an exotic upgrade. This is a no-brainer. You want to probably spend most of the exotic market upgrades on this. Probably like 3 out of 4, maybe 2 out of 4 could be fine, depending on if you get like 200 plus levels into it. And then outside of that, in the current rotation, in terms of farming, we have overgrowth chance for all crops. This seems to be okay. I don't know if this is like a true multi or not. We have cheaper night market upgrades, which is okay. If you have 280 crops, there's no real need for this, to be honest with you. You have land rank EXP for all plots is okay. I think this is additive to most sources of land rank EXP. Then you have, starting to move away from that, you have more account-wide bonuses, the higher bonuses from Crop Scientist. From what I've been told, this is additive to the Deathbringer upgrade in his Grimoire for Crop Scientist research, whatever, has that multiplier to Crop Scientist pencil. So for that reason, maybe less worth compared to free exotic here. Wouldn't really recommend spending points into here. Then you have Gravel Pound. This is a multiplier to Spelunking Power. I did spend 2 points into this, and that's why I'm at 1 QQQ Spelunking Power right now. I gained, I think, like 300 QQ Spelunking Power from this upgrade alone, getting like 250, 280 levels or so into it. Pretty good. Class EXP, awful. Get rid of it. It's additive. And then Hollow Trunk, the jar collectible chance. You can finish jar collectibles without this, so this is worthless. Don't get it. And then there's a bunch of other potential ones. I'm gonna talk about just a few that are going to be impactful. Number one, or I guess 2, is going to be Largumes 1 and 2. It's a multiplier. Seems to bean, the like bean ticket trade-in, so it's really good. For eventually, if there's a farming upgrade, this will have more of an impact than the cheaper night market upgrade, in my opinion. So if this comes in rotation, highly recommend trying to do it. And if both of them come in rotation, switch your upgrades between them. There's also another one here, stock value 1, 2, and 3. These increase your crop value max cap. So crop value is eternally capped at 10,000 times unless you get this upgrade. So you're effectively permanently capped here until you get that night market upgrade. So for that reason, highly recommend trying to get this, because this will make getting upgrades in the exotic market even better, because you'll be able to collect more crops for every crop that you claim because of this crop value getting higher. So this will mean you get more levels out of exotic market. Additionally, you also get more magic beans out of this. Additionally, this means you can also get to 100k crops faster if you do a magic bean trade-in. It's just a no-brainer. This is great for several reasons. Highly recommend it. Another one to talk about is better exotic. This gives you extra levels when you're buying exotic upgrades. I don't know exactly where this factors in to the exotic upgrades, the extra levels, if it doubles it, if it just adds one every like few levels or so. But this makes your upgrades in the exotic market better. So this is a great one to upgrade it if it ever comes back. There's a few others to talk about, like cheaper day market upgrades, cheaper night market upgrades. Like these are okay. And then obviously more account related ones that are really, really good, like Prisma Bubble bonus, Exalted stamp bonus, maybe the Windwalker, the Masterclass resources ones. I don't know if these are additive or multiplicative, but they are sourced as a Masterclass resource, so it's nothing to not focus on. But yeah, in terms of what the priority should be here, if any of these come back in rotation, is focus on the ones that boost the exotic market itself, right? The ones that make you save on getting an extra upgrade, make you get extra levels for the upgrades, or farming related, getting the higher crop value max is insanely valuable, as well as the magic bean increases. Obviously, one I skipped over is higher max level for the 5th column of the land rank database. This gives you like stealth percent, drop rate, all stat, I think like total damage. So these are all really, really good for various parts of the game. Higher bonuses from land rank databases may be good, may not be good. It gives you like OG chance, gives you like a next crop chance, land rank exp, farming exp. So these are kind of okay. Additionally, the multipliers to land rank exp may be good. The crop evo chance, you can finish crop 280 crops without these, so you don't really need to spend points into these compared to some of the other better upgrades, right? Okay, move away from that. Let's talk about sneaking maybe. God, I hate sneaking so much. You're missing a few pristine charms, and you can get pristine charms legitimately now. So that's or like outside a gem shop rather. So just take some time, unfortunately. So cool. Okay, so you have 2 of the 6 slots. That's really, really good. 2 5 slots. I mean, this is good. I'd maybe do a little bit of a gold charm farming, trying to get a higher level of them. You can move the golden star into one of these slots here to give them a higher max level, so you can get higher gold charms, because this alone is giving you 5,860, right? If you move that into the higher tier, it's probably going to push to like 7,000 or something, and then you can go find higher levels of your charms, especially with mastery loot. If you can do like mastery 4, mastery 5, maybe trying to get higher gold charm, the gold scroll, golden star, gold, like the golden question mark, like all of those are going to help cycle and make sneaking a little bit better. And especially when you get to mastery 7, that ghost floor, trying to get a higher level of the golden eyes to give you more sneaking XP is going to be very valuable, because you're going to get more, character level, more skill levels for your characters, right? Very, very important for sneaking nowadays. Summoning is just a slog, not gonna lie. Yeah, I don't know what really to talk about specifically for you about what I advise, but probably stick on an essence generation build for like 2-3 days or something, and then you do like a lamp reset for the summoning doublers, put them into damage, right? Start pushing again. I think summoning doublers, I feel like, are not that hard if you conceptually think about it. Like if you're doing nothing and you're just stacking up essence, you obviously want to put all your upgrades on essence generation. If you don't have enough summoning essence doublers, focus on the ones for from Cyan, the ones that give you all essence. Don't focus on like the red summoning, right? Because this one gives you a very low amount. It has no way to scale. It just gives you a flat amount of red essence gen, right? You want to focus on like the red essence region. You want to focus on red knowledge, right? Instead of Cyan summoning, focus those on Cyan King or Cyan knowledge, because those give you way more essence gen compared to what the previous colors upgrade for the next color gives you, right? Infinite essence, this is like insanely powerful. This gives essence gain for all colors. Really, really good. If you have the teal one, there's the cost reduction. Red has cost reduction as well. Cyan has cost reduction. If you're struggling, you don't have enough summoning doublers, then that means use your doublers from what you can. Focus on the cost reduction. Focus on the essence generation, right? And then spend whatever points you have into damage. Try to do higher levels of Gambit. Try to get higher time in Gambit, because the more time you get, the more points you get, which means you could potentially unlock more summoning doublers, which means you can spend those summoning doublers on getting more damage, more essence gen, more meaningful upgrades there, right? There's also events. If they come back in rotation, there's increase the amount of summoning doublers you get from events. I think adds like 10 or something, so it's very significant. I don't know, AC doesn't give you any now, but it does increase the effectiveness of them at least. Yeah, whatever. Moving on. Talk about Beanstalk. You got all this done? Yeah. You have Joe Mama Cookie, whatever, right? 121 Endless Showdown. Pretty good. have Spelunking, you have 546 QQ. Grand Discoveries at 16, it's pretty good as well. Discovery is at 63. Okay. What are you missing? You're missing like 1 here from this guy. This is possible for you to get. So I would probably recommend getting a yellow stamina potion, the blue stamina potion. Actually, no, I'd probably do, realistically, if I'm trying to brute force this blue discovery from this last summoning lore thing, summoning cave, right? I would probably get like shadow strikes, like 4 shadow strikes and 1 green potion. And then like on the first floor, just pop all the shadow strikes. Don't pop the green potion just yet. I'd probably wait until you're down like another cave level, and then I'd pop it like cave 2, like depth 2, to help increase the power. Because I think cave depth 2, 3, or 4 is when you start seeing the blue, and you don't want the effect of the green potion to diminish too much. So popping it just a little bit if you can hold out, and then trying to break this will give you the extra discovery. I have it. I got it at much lower power than you, so it's probably just a revisit. I've also seen people get the final item from the 7th cave, the persisting time. So you should be able to do it, or rather be fairly close to getting it. As for getting your grand discovery on it, good fucking luck. You have Luckiest Lad, it's pretty sick. You have 9 Dart Finish, it's pretty sick. Legend Talents. I mean, yeah, I agree. This isn't too impactful. But if you have the Legend Talents for it, maybe consider. Hey, yeah, I mean, for the tier 1 trophies you have, honestly, not really that worth. Completely understand not wanting to do it. Let's see. Yep, this is a bad one. Don't really recommend this. This is okay if you have the spare points for it, otherwise not that good. This is awful. Do not upgrade this. This is also kind of bad. Don't recommend upgrading this. It's also kind of bad. Don't recommend upgrading it. So yeah, I mean, I like all your choices here. All these I agree with. Maxing out all of them. If you can, this does require like the Wallamus pet companion. Does require like 1100, 1200 on your characters, a few Clamworks upgrades, right? But I definitely agree with pretty much everything you've done so far. Coral Reef, maxed out everything, cool. Zenith Market, 305 double cluster, great. You have 1.6A on the Grandiose upgrade, good. Yeah, I mean, you could get an extra upgrade into like super dupes to get more super talent levels. You could try to get more bubble boosts to get more levels per day from Cattlecruck. Pretty good in the long run. So all this is pretty good, honestly. No real dissension on my part. Yeah, I mean, okay, I think we did a fairly thorough run through for your accounts. I hope you learned a little bit of something, iacchus. I hope you guys enjoyed the rant at the beginning of the video about candy clicking and how it's dead, and kind of the meta shift it's presented in terms of Exalted stamps, right? Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. iacchus, hope it was a good enough account review for you. I'll catch you guys in the next video. Have a great day. Stay safe. Bye-bye.